For the other 10 or 11 cards that we might be getting in 2021, this is what I would like to see. If Stella already does not do this, 1. I want a flying unit with low HP and low damage. 2. I want a card that hypnotizes characters, that makes enemy characters fight for you for a couple of seconds. 3. I want a troop that has lava surrounding them and deals high AoE damage when it gets close to the enemy. 4. I want a card that shoots beams whose damage stacks up the longer it stays locked onto the same enemy. It starts with a low damage and goes up to very high in 5 or 6 seconds. 5. I want a card which only heals and speed boosts or shields friendly cards, just like BB or Queen, but without dealing any damage, and this card would only be able to deal AoE damage with his or her super. 6. I want a monster concept card that gets stronger the longer it stays alive. 7. I want a card that rides some sort of a vehicle that has separate HP than the vehicle itself. So you have to shoot their vehicle first to break down, and then shoot the character that was inside. That is, if that's not already planned with this boy or mad scientist character that we're probably gonna be getting in 2 months after Stella. 8. I want a card that is basically 2 siblings, twins, each moving down each side of the map, as in left and right side, and not your half and your opponents. And we unlock quarterback's frag power, rapid throw, which makes him a very viable card. These twins would be mirroring each other's movement on the opposite sides of the map, but of course they would be free to shoot in whichever direction they want, but they would have the same HP. Number 9, I want a support card whose super summons airdrops. And many more ideas which I'm sitting on for now. Now let's move on to the game modes. I want to talk about 8 new game modes here. I am sure that we will get at least 2, if not 3 or 4 new game modes in this year. There are so many different ideas, but just to name a few. 1, we could get the highly required 5v5 mode that is 5 players in a team playing against 5 other players in the other team. 2, there's a battle royale-esque mode where 10 players fight it out in a big map where there's only one victor at the end. 3, another game mode would be a survival mode where a group of 3 or 4 players have to team up to defend their bunkers against AI controlled enemies. 4, there could also be a game mode inspired by a glitch in the game which enabled you to make a deck with 5 of the same card, which I shared some gameplay of in this video. 5, actual draft mode is another wonderful concept that I really want for new card challenges. In this mode, you don't get a random deck, but you pick your card between 2 choices at the start of each match. Number 6, one of my favorites, is a draft game mode where cards are at level 10 but with their frag powers enabled. A lot of us have not seen or don't even know what each card's frag power is, and this would be a fun way to showcase the frag powers. Number 7, and last but not least, the best game mode ever, Capture the Flag. Oh baby, we really want Capture the Flag coming in Volume 3. Also add a normal game mode which allows you to take 6 or 7 cards instead of just 5, which adds more options for your deck and unlocks more deck archetypes. Now let's talk about balance and meta in 2021. The meta in 2020 mainly revolved around bunker rush decks. Introduction of cards like Ronin, Hannibal, Hunter, Tankbot, Cypher, and lately Archon and Duality paved the way for a super offensive meta where you get rewarded for mindlessly attacking. I expect all this to change as cards like Hannibal, Blood, and Cypher have already gotten nerfed in the last balance changes. Lucha Muerta, Ronin, and Archon might be on the soon to be nerf list too. I think we might transition into a meta where control decks are superior. We also got some defensive options in the Boss, Queen Unicorn, and Duncan. The first 2 and later Marco Pollo added a much needed high DPS option to defense, but Duncan is mostly used to rush as well, and he will probably get a nerf quite soon. Now is the turn to talk about the cards that might be getting a buff soon. There are so many cards that are currently not good, but I think the most likely that are gonna get buffed in 2021 are probably the 2 worst legendaries in the game, Mr. Tiger and Nautica, and possibly a soon to be seen buff to Duality since she landed flat in the game. For epics, Scout and Nutty, OK, and Frankenstein, Avalanche, Cybergirl, and Rickrock in rares, and lastly, Mr. Duel, Quetzal, and Mechanites are candidates for commons. I really want to see some reworks in some cards as well, mainly in their special abilities. So if you have a unique idea for a special ability rework, share it in the comments of this video and I might be able to transfer it to the dev team. As for the other stuff that are left out, 1. Second set of Frag Powers. When Frag Powers came out, in my first video, I explained how I expect there to be a second set of Frag Powers that gives each character 2 Frag Powers to choose from. I'm of course sticking by this, and this might actually be one part that Volume 3 of Frag brings for us. 2. Volume 3. I expect Volume 3 to drop sometime in summer, and it will probably be followed by a return of the Frag Power event that just finished. This will probably happen 2 or 3 months after Volume 3 drops. By the way, speaking of the Frag Power event, this was a great event. Some of you guys already know that there was a bug that allowed a small portion of the players to get daily Frag Powers. That means they were getting a Frag Power every day. After I got the very first Frag Power in the game in the beta of Season 1 of Volume 2, I didn't get any Frag Powers in around 800 chests that I opened in 2 seasons, that is Archon and Duality seasons, and even until now, early into Marco Pollo's season. And honestly, this made me really frustrated. But now this bug has been patched, and I also got the feedback from the team that with the current rate, you're supposed to get 1 Frag Power per around 1000 chests. I actually think this chance is slightly better and closer to 1 Frag Power per 900 chests, depending on the types of chests you're opening. But this explains how some people have not been getting any Frag Powers for so long. But still, I wasn't feeling too happy until this event came on and gave me the 6 Frag Powers that you just saw. So I'm really hopeful that it's gonna come back in a couple of months again and make all of us happy again. I'm sure Cosmos are gonna make a return, and it might be in spring. You've probably realized how Archon has got a new Cosmos skin, which isn't available to unlock or buy yet. Of course, there will be more characters that are gonna get Cosmos skins before this event returns in spring. Either then or this very next update that brings Stella will also include new Cosmos skins. And that's because her design matches the Cosmos theme as well. We will surely have other new skins as well, starting with Valentine's Day skins in February. My only suggestion to OBB in that regard is to add more than just 7 or 8 skins and give us a whole bundle of 24 new skins. Of course, we need to understand how OBB as a team is not that big and they have their own priorities that they gotta take care of. Number 4. Completely new features. Lastly, I want to see some completely new features and interactions added to the matches. I want to see spells or effects like airstrike, heal effect or freeze effect that you can drop anywhere you want on the map. On top of that, I want to see a completely new rarity which has a lower drop rate than legendaries. We could name them super legendaries or heroes or fabled rarity. And I also want to see some new card types such as buildings added to the game. An example of a building card would be a fake bunker in front of your base which distracts your enemy's AI, and they gotta switch to those AI cards to get them to the main bunker before switching back to the cards that they want to control. All in all, the future is bright for Frag, and I'm planning to make more videos on it as long as I can. I'm sure if the problems with the bugs, hackers and lags are tackled properly and completely, Frag will explode to become a favorite for a lot of people. That's it guys for the history of my channel so far and what I can see on the horizon for Frag. I hope you enjoyed all of it. If you did, please consider dropping a like and subscribing to our channel. Stay safe and take care everyone. Until the next co-op video.